Hi class, so my name is Megan Custer and today I'm going to be talking about my assistive technology device. And today I chose a hand cycle assistive technology device. Move us out of the way over here. So to start off, I contacted my next door neighbor in El Paso, Texas. His name is Mike O. And Mike is a retired military veteran and he has a physical disability. Now, Mike O plans events for disabled veterans so that way they can ride their hand cycles in different areas across El Paso, Texas. The events are usually at a local school, a track, an open area, any type of cycling area. The hand cycles are usually stored in the facility and they're brought to the course by Mike O, who's the organizer for these events. It's an unofficial event, but he just likes to do it with his fellow veterans who might be disabled. And I think before he had a disability, Mike was even also a advocate for people with disabilities and also veterans. So this was like the perfect solution for him. And as you can see in the images, people can go to different like races, events, people compete using their hand cycles. I'm sure you guys have seen in the Olympics. So he just does a kind of casual event, which I think is pretty cool for our local area. So the problem, a problem can be transferring an individual from a wheelchair to the hand cycle. So after speaking with Mike, he expressed that most people with a disability know how to transfer themselves from their wheelchair to the hand cycle, but there might be some people who are newly disabled, new to riding a hand cycle, or might not have the upper body strength, like an older person. They might not have the upper body strength to transfer themselves independently from the wheelchair to the hand cycle. My younger brother has volunteered with Mike O at these events and before the pandemic, and has helped transfer some disabled veterans who need the help from the wheelchair to the hand cycle. And a problem with this is that hand cycles can vary in height, size, speed, all stuff like that. So it's not a one size fits all solution in terms of assistive technology. As you can see in the picture on the top left, the woman in the hand cycle has like a taller one that looks more like a wheelchair. This might be a little bit easier to transfer into because it might be a similar height to a wheelchair. However, the two gentlemen on the images in the right, they are in a more competitive hand cycle. So it's lower to the ground. It has, it can be faster. So the height difference from a wheelchair going all the way down almost to the floor in this hand cycle might be a little bit more difficult. And similarly to the hand cycles, as you guys know, wheelchairs vary in height, size, speed. So an electric wheelchair might be, easier or harder, I guess, depending on the person to be transferred into than a normal one. So in the original drafts, I guess you could call it, earlier in the semester, this was my idea, and it was to create you can see my mouse right here, almost a table-like device that had foldable legs and handles built into the table on each side that could almost connect to the hand cycle and the wheelchair. So that way you can just slide across it. But as we just talked about in the last slide, the problem arose because hand cycles and wheelchairs are all different sizes. I guess this could work in theory if the wheelchair and the hand cycle are the same size, but it's not really a one size fits all solution, because what if the hand cycle is really low to the ground and then the wheelchair is a little bit higher? It would be too hard to create like a slide, because how would you get back up? So with this original design, there was little opportunities for like support in case you needed like a handrail. The legs were foldable, so, and not adjustable to the height. So it was a little bit harder for it to be like accessible to everyone. So this is the new solution. This is my pretty sketch. Do you guys like it? This is my transfer attachment. It's from the wheelchair to the hand cycle, and I guess vice versa too. This new device is similar to the original one, but it has a few adjustments. For one, I added some hooks and clips onto the sides. That way you can clip it to the wheelchair and the hand cycle to make it more stable. I added a support handrail in the back, and it can be foldable. So if you don't need it, you can fold it underneath the device. Additionally, I have these two support legs right here, and they can be adjustable in height. So in case a person did want to slide type of thing, like from the wheelchair down to the hand cycle, they could adjust the height of the legs to create a slide if they wanted to. Or if their wheelchair was lower or it was taller, you could adjust the height of the legs because of that. And to make it easy for transport in and out of a car, you can fold up the legs as if you would a normal white table. You can fold them up and it'll just be flat. And I also continue to have like these little hand grips built into the device. So that way, in case someone needed, they don't have time to reach back and hold on, they can grab it right on the sides. And that is, where's my mouse? That is this little part right here. So the details of this device. I was inspired by the level of difficulty for a new individual in the hand cycling world, or a person who is lacking upper body strength. I was inspired by their difficult time of transferring themselves independently. So in case they wanted to just go out and ride their hand cycle without needing the help of their spouse, their family, their friends, if they didn't want another person there with them and they wanted to do it independently, this device could hopefully help them do that. I was also inspired by just I didn't want to make something that was like I wanted to make something, that was like one size fits all almost. So it can be really adjustable to fit whoever and whatever type of devices that they already have. So it'll be good for that. I referenced the course where we learned about the different, complexities of the technology. So I would consider this one a moderate tech assistive device. And I could estimate the cost anywhere between $25 to $100 to make. That's just all depending on the quality of each of these, like the handrails and stuff like that. How accessible someone might be to all these things. So, if someone has all this stuff in their garage, it might be a little bit cheaper than someone who has to go buy each and every little part. So this is not, it's moderate tech, so it's not something that's, I would say, super affordable. It's not like a $5 solution, but I think this is something that has the potential to have good quality. So I feel like if it was me in the situation, I would probably like to use this device if I was, choosing to be independent in the hand cycling world. So I didn't have one solution, I just have two. So that's kind of cool. I like this sketch too. This is a portable handrail. So the actual device is this right here on the left. It's this handrail. And essentially this could clip on with these clips right here onto any device similar to the last one. And it's just to add extra support during a transfer if it's needed. So one could add it to the hand cycle, as I drew three over here, one right here, and one right here. You could add it. You could buy however many you want or make however many you want and add them wherever for just extra support during a transfer. You can even add it to like the legs of a wheelchair. I'll go back for reference really quick. If I could find my mouse, maybe you can add it like right here on these legs to make it a little bit easier. Stuff like that. And I'll move this over. And this device has a cushion right here, so just extra hand support. And I also created this with like titanium rods, so it can be extra sturdy. It can hold up to 250 pounds. So maybe if it's extra support that's needed, two handrails would be a little bit better for someone who's over the weight limit. And I put 4 sturdy clips you can clip on at any pole, rod, anything that's on the devices. On the handrail or the wheelchair. And I even thought about, okay, what if someone's riding this and, they don't want, if they're moving their hands, they don't want to be bumping into the handrail all the time. So I was just like, okay, we're going to add these clips so that way they can, after they get in, they can loosen it and almost fold it to the back and then tighten the clips like that. So that way the handrails are out of the way. And then whenever they're ready to go back into the wheelchair, they can, adjust the clips again, tighten them all up, and then use the handrail as it's supposed to be used. So the details of this device is that it has this little adjustable length. So in case the hand cycle is really low to the ground, we don't need a super tall handrail to lower us down here. That's just really awkward, I think. So we would use like a shorter one that's on the rods and just to help with that. Or if, vice versa, if you need a taller one for longer arms or something, then you could adjust it like that too. I was inspired by the difficulty that someone might have when they're in the middle, they're not fully dependent on another person or the last device, but yet they're not fully independent where they can't just do it with no assistive technology. Like they need a little something, they're right there in the middle, they're gaining their strength back or they're gaining their independence back, but they still need a little bit of something. So I was inspired by that. I also referenced, again, the courses where we learned about the different levels of complexity within the technology. And I would consider this one a low-tech assistive device. And my estimate for the cost would be about $15 to $50, again, depending on the quality of the materials, how accessible it is to the individuals, and just the resources that they might have available at hand to them. So those are my two different assistive technology devices. Hope you guys enjoyed this presentation, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you guys. Have a good night.